What is up, you guys? It is your boy John here from Puma Plow. Welcome back to another Farming Simulator 19 here from the FELSBRUNN. FELSBRUNN. I still, half the time is me messing around, I won't lie. We've got our canola in the field, it's ready. But today, guys, I think we're going to start anyway. We're going to work on our haylage. We're finally going to do this. So let's get this baler going and get this front more folded out. Now, I don't really know about those duals. We may have issues with the duals, like, wasting crop, technically. But hopefully not. Are we doing, is it doing it? It's doing it. Okay, so we have one straw bale in here first from before. So we're just going to go ahead and we can unload that right there. And we'll go ahead and continue mowing. Oh, we left a patch there. Okay. Because I wasn't paying attention to my beep, beep, beeper. Beep, beep, beeper. Actually, it looks like we're doing okay with as far as the grass. Maybe trimming back some of that. Maybe just a little bit. But you know what? That's okay. It's all good. It's all good. I'm really liking the grass in this game, by the way. Especially, it seems like this map maybe has better grass. I don't know if that's the thing. But let's get this bale. See, I'm going to turn around here. I'm going to go ahead and lift. I'm probably going to mess up the grass here. But do I not have crop destruction on? Is that what it is? Maybe? Wait, this isn't technically crop I've planted, so I should be able to turn around that. Never mind. Okay, let's get that a little bit cleaned up there. And then, as long as we don't turn around in the field, I guess we're going to be okay. I don't know, man. All I know is we're making silage bales, and hopefully they're going to be worth a lot of money. And hopefully it's going to be a good time. All right, let's go ahead and drop that more and get going. So the theory about the silage bales here is to try to get us up to having some money so we can, buy our tractor and stuff that we want to get. We do want to get a bigger tractor. I don't really know why I need a bigger tractor at this point in time, but you know what? I want a bigger tractor, so we're going to get a bigger tractor. That's kind of my point. The other thing, actually, for doing this, man, the big M would be fantastically nice for this, wouldn't it? But that's another purchase for another day, I feel like. So there's that. Okay, so we gotta eject this bale so the next one can eject. My bad. Just carrying bales around with me forever, doing things like that. This is probably not going to be the prettiest bale job ever, as far as not leaving crumbs laying around, basically, but doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. Probably should focus on some end rows first, that kind of stuff, but that's all good. Go ahead and eject that bale as well. I think, honestly, yeah, I'm gonna go from the front mount single mower to the crone. The crone's a lot of money. That's the problem. $380,000. But if we actually I'm not saying we're going to go ham on these haylage bales. I'm not saying we're going to go completely ham on these bales or anything, but, we are going to do this. So, we might as well try to make a few bucks off of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It just seems like a plan to me. There we go. That was a much better turn. Bale's full, so we'll back up a little bit here and wait for the baler to do its thing. So there you go, man. We're making bales. We're making bales. I don't know why I went with the black wrap, but it's different. It's different, so that's kind of why I went with it. But yeah, the big M might just be an essential piece to this little product. This little thing we got going here. The other thing is, eventually, well, first off, I'm probably not going to keep this field in haylage forever, because I do plan on making like a homestead kind of thing here, like an actual homestead type thing. So we'll get into that eventually. I'm making a mess. Gotta remember to turn that more off or raise it up or something, That's okay. We'll just go back over the same little path here. But it's all good. It's all good. There we go. Get most of it anyway. That's all that really matters, right? Go ahead and mow again on this side, because hey, it's free grass, we might as well do some of this. And I plan on doing probably more of this not on video, but I figured it was the first time, so I might as well show you guys. And let's see how many bales we can get off this field. Hopefully we can get it done in this video, and we'll see what kind of money we're going to make. I don't actually know what they're worth. I didn't check that, but hey, we're playing on easy economy, so I mean, yeah, so 400, yeah. 400 and what was it, 77 times 4 is what a bale would be worth. Yeah, because they're 4,000 liter bales, so that's not too shabby. That's not too shabby at all. Okay. So we need to let that bale, there we go, and then we'll drive up the hill, and then we'll raise them more off the ground. We'll get back here. But with the landscaping tool, guys, we are going to do big things on this map eventually. Big things on this map eventually, guys. I've been watching some videos. I've tinkered with the landscape tool a little bit on the multiplayer server. Not going too crazy with it on there because... well, we don't have any money. We don't have any money on the multiplayer server. But, yeah, there's that. It's the whole thing. And, so, you know, I've been tinkering with it just a little bit here and there, kind of on there. Actually plan, well, which is like weeks ago for you guys. But, this weekend for me, IRL, I'm planning on messing with it. Hopefully a considerable amount. Just because... I want to mess with it more. I want to show it off on streams. I want to, you know, put it in for the YouTube videos, that kind of stuff. So there's that. Okay, we're just gonna drive in here, turn around real quick, real fast, and then I'm gonna work on some end rows over there. But if you notice, we have a considerable amount of grass we could mow. I know you don't get as much out of like this type of grass because you can't fertilize it or whatever, but it's still money, you know. It takes us some time, but it's okay. I've got time. No, I mean, I do, but I don't have time. This is the only Farm Sim 19 series that I'm going to record for a while. I think that's going to be my theory or my strategy with Farm Sim 19, at least for a little while, is go ahead. Wow, that's quite a drop off right there. I'm going to go ahead and just make basically this series and kind of like not spam them, but kind of spam them in a way. That's kind of my theory. Are we gonna be able to make this hill? There we go. All right, good to go. Get some end rows across here, you know, just saying. But yeah, kind of gonna be my theory, at least for right now, is go ahead and focus on this series, and then eventually, you know, do another series. And I think I'm gonna, at least for right now, I want to keep it to a one series type thing for now. So eventually, yes, we'll bump it up and have 2 going. But for right now, for my sanity, I mean, it's the holiday time, holiday season. I'm busy with family and stuff like that, which is gross. I know, family, ugh, the worst sometimes. But I'm a little busy with that right now, so I don't have the time to put in. Plus, I've been streaming a ton, so there's that too. But, you know, and I want to enjoy the map I'm on, and not feel like I have to play, oh, I have to go play X map today, and stuff like that, which, you know, I have felt that way in the past. So it's going to be kind of nice, honestly, just to play the one, focus on it, get good work done on it, make some, hopefully some decent videos for you guys, and have some fun along the way, because that's really what it's about, is having fun. So there's that. All right, one more round. I'm going to go back across the field and then come back one more time, and then we'll turn and go the other way, and probably need to put some on the other end too. I don't know. This is all like just making it up as we go kind of thing, guys. Just saying. We could probably turn sharper if we didn't have those duals on, by the way. But my duals are so cool. I like my duals. I don't know if anybody else does, but I sure like my duals. Just saying. That hill is aggressive. But that's okay. I didn't realize there was such a slope on this side of the field here. I honestly did not realize that until right now. I've not been over here. This isn't actually field. This is just like grass. The field's technically back there. So, 4,000 liters in the baler. Let's go. Close that baler. Come on. Come on now. Let's get rolling. Let's get rolling. Yeah, we'll get another harvest cranked up here and make some money. And, you know, I still want to buy that tractor. I still want to buy that tractor. So, That will be a thing. I still want to buy. It's the John Deere. I believe I was looking at what, the 7R. I want to say. I think it was the 7R. Notice how much faster, by the way. If you guys watch the little capacity thing down there in the bottom right, look how fast it's going now. And just wait a second here, and when you get out of the field, so the field, you know, border was right here, like right there on the mower, and it's so much slower. I feel like, I don't know if it is, but sure feels like it is. Alright, so we'll come up here, do a little do-si-do. You know what, I'm not going to put end rows here, just because we have room to do-si-do kind of thing. Back up. Back it up. But yeah, we'll just do-si-do down here through the trees and stuff. Eventually, I do want to cut all those trees down and try to push out the yard here eventually. This is going to become my, you know, my homestead here. Obviously, this is where they want you to put it on the map since they put the lot in here. And if you play it on the easy mode, then this is where the homestead is. So I am going to go ahead and put the homestead here eventually. It might be a little while, and I don't know that we'll buy a farmhouse. We might. I think, honestly, I could really see myself getting into the landscaping and kind of the decoration part. It's new, obviously. It's shiny. It kind of reminds me a little bit. I don't even know what this game was called. If you guys have played it, you're like awesome. It was an indie game on Xbox 360. And you basically, you built like a train set. You had so much, quote, money in the game. And it was actually like multiplayer, and you could like open your world up and have other people come in and monkey around and ride their trains around. And it was really weird, but people got very creative and a lot of decorating on there and stuff. And I didn't get too into that, but it's kind of along those lines for me, honestly, is what it seems like. So I could kind of see myself getting into it. I played it. I don't know why, man. I played it a lot. I had a lot of fun building my train set in a video game. Not gonna lie. Had a lot of fun doing that. So it's kind of a little bit like that, but not quite all at the same time. I wish you could mow down the bushes. With the landscape tool, of course, we can't get rid of the bushes, so I'm not too worried about that. But, wish, you know, when you run over with the mower, it should either break the mower or get rid of the bushes. I'd be fine with either one. Just do one of them, you know? I'd be cool with it. That would be pretty funny, actually, not gonna lie. But yeah, hopefully we can get enough money off of these bales to go ahead and buy our tractor and stuff. So, oh, and this is the first video, actually, well, kinda, the first video that I'm recording since like the first video went live in the series. I have no idea what happened to that audio in that video, and I think the rest of them were okay after that. I'm not sure. I don't have a clue what happened there. The other thing is, I appreciate all the comments on the first video. There were a ton. Keep the comments coming. I do see them all. I do see all the comments. A lot of times at night I'll sit and go through comments. So like if there's a trolley one, I might not catch it for a little bit, but you know, I do see them all. I very rarely do reply to comments, and I know I'm a bad YouTuber when it comes to that, because I really should. But you know, it's a, I don't want to whine about time, but it kind of takes some time. So there's that, you know. And plus it's like, okay, outside of the hey, thanks for watching reply that I use a lot and a lot of people use a lot, like it's hard to come up with unique things to say back to all the comments. You know, I'm just throwing that out there, being real with you guys. Sometimes it's hard for me to come up with, like, you know, something funny or witty or, you know, whatever to say back to a comment. So there is that. But no, I'm hoping you guys are enjoying this series. You know, let me know in the comments. You guys drive this channel based on comments and stuff like that. So if you guys are liking this series, please let me know in the comments below. If you aren't, well, then let me know that too. Let me know why. Be constructive. Don't be an a-hole. Be constructive. You know, is there something I'm doing wrong? Is there something I need to be doing different? Like, let me know in those comments below. But remember, keep it constructive. Don't be an a-hole. Or something like that. Like, yeah, John, take the dual wheels off your tractor. I know that, guys. You don't need to tell me. Now, there's probably some of you guys that really like the dual wheels. At least I hope, because I sure enjoy them. I do. I enjoy the duels. I really, really do. Just throwing that out there. Yeah, I do. I really enjoy the duels. I think they look cool. I mean, maybe not on this small of a tractor. I mean, it's a good sized tractor, I guess, but I don't know. I don't know, man. Grandpa, you know, a lot of my farming comes from Grandpa, obviously. He did have duels for his last big tractor, his Alice Chalmers. He had rear duels, but I don't know if he ever actually ran them. Maybe like once on tillage, but the problem was his tillage stuff wasn't very big because he just didn't have, you know, big horsepower, and he bought that tractor. He bought that big tractor towards the end of his farming career, so he didn't go out and buy like new implements for it. Plus, I mean, it was a 150 horsepower tractor. It was like nothing compared to anything modern. It was an Alice Chalmers, God, what was it, an 80-20 or something, 80-10, 80-10 maybe, whatever those like last kind of nice looking Alice Chalmers were. I forget offhand now, but that was his last tractor, and I should go look. My dad has the diecast of it in his room. My dad bought my grandpa the diecast of it years ago, and then Dad got it back after Grandpa passed, you know, kind of thing. So, any hoozles, yeah. So he didn't have like a lot of big tillage equipment or anything. You know, he had like a 9-foot field elevator or something crazy like that. Like that was it. So nothing big, but yeah, he did have those duels. I just don't know if he ever actually put them on the tractor. I don't ever remember seeing the tractor with duels, but at the same time, I was pretty darn young. So there's a lot of stuff I don't remember about the farm. So, his grandpa, you know, guys, I was born in '86. I mean, I guess I was like 10 when he quit farming. I was 9. Yeah, he quit farming. I was not born in '86. I was born in '87. I was thinking what year they moved to town, which was '86. So my grandma and grandpa moved to town before I was born. So like, yes, they were still farming for years, but the farming operation, the activities were greatly diminished. You know, no animals, nothing like that. In which, you know, they had all the animals and stuff before when they lived on the farm, because that's just what you did. You know, you had to have cows if you wanted milk. You had to have cows if you wanted to eat. That's just the way it was back then. You know, you didn't go to Walmart and buy whatever. You know, and actually, like, it's not that far out of town. You know, from where I live right now, which I would consider myself to live kind of on the other side of our town from the farm, you have to go through a bunch of town to get, you know, to the farm, or to, you know, from the farm to the house here. But Dad would, like, growing up and stuff, you'd only come into town one day a week. You know, you might run into town on a Sunday afternoon after church because you were already halfway in town after going to church. So you might as well run into town, and hey, if you're going to go to the grocery store, that's your day to go. And they just didn't really do that as much as like you do now, you know. You know, back then it's like, oh, we need steak. Okay, let's go kill a cow. Now it's like, hey, let's go get some steak. Let's go to Walmart or a grocery store or whatever, you know. It's like such a different time, man. Such a different time, a different life. I say that I can't imagine it, but I don't know. I think I would have been okay with stuff. I mean, I don't like killing animals, but hey, if it comes down to like me eating, yeah, we're going to kill a cow or whatever. We're going to make some delicious bacon out of that pig over there, you know, kind of thing. But I'm not a big fan of actually killing animals myself. But that's, you know, more power to you guys that hunt and stuff. And I don't see anything wrong with it. I just don't like it. But I know if it's for food, you know, it's different. You know, game hunting, you know, just hunting because you can, that's kind of weird. But hunting to feed your family, that's a different story. So, I don't know, that's a whole nother debate we could go down a rabbit hole with, isn't it? Just saying, that's a whole nother debate right there. But, you know, so Dad just, like, didn't drive into town much growing up. You know, you just didn't do that. You stayed on the farm. You worked. You you milk cows, you collected eggs, that kind of stuff. Oh, we are full for days. So, but yeah, a lot of the farming operations I don't really remember. I do remember Grandpa having an auction. He had auction in 1996. I do remember that. I remember being kind of bummed that day. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of bummed because at that time, well, I mean, I didn't really realize it at the time, but my father was kind of given, or actually not even my dad, my uncle. Okay, my uncle, and I like my uncle. Uncle's a good guy. He was given the option to kind of take the family farm after college. The deal that Grandpa gave him was, hey, go off to college, get your education, and then come back and you and your brother can have the farm. Well, my uncle, my dad's brother, my uncle, he decided he didn't want the farm. He wanted to go do things on his own. And the first thing he did kind of was go and join the Army, or actually no, he's a Marine. He went and joined the Marines. And, you know, once you're a Marine, you're always a Marine kind of thing. Definitely. And so he went and joined the Marines and went off to Vietnam and stuff. And when he came back, he didn't want anything to do with the family farm. So my father was actually never given the option to kind of take the farm, take the reins of it and everything. Which kind of always bugged me once I knew that story, that Grandpa like offered the first barn, basically, because my dad's the youngest one out of the family. Their dad has a brother and a sister, and Dad was never given that option. I think Dad would have taken it, and Grandpa actually had opportunities over the years to buy a lot of land for not a lot of money, because Grandpa knew everybody, and everybody really liked Grandpa, and if he would have pulled the trigger on some of that land back in those days, well, my life would have been very different. I probably wouldn't be sitting on a computer making farming sim videos. Actually, I still might, but I just wouldn't be making them from this house here in town. I probably would have lived on the farm, but that's another story for another day right there, right? It's just one of those things, like, man, I kind of wish that would have worked out different. But at the same time, I had absolutely no control of it because it was all decided before I was even around. But anyway, he had auction in 96. Everybody was very scared at his auction to actually buy any equipment because we had just had a flood in 95. And that was fresh in everybody's head that, oh, this equipment went through a flood. Well, what they didn't know, and I guess it didn't get conveyed to the people coming and buying stuff, is that anything that had a gearbox, you know, any tractor, well, actually, okay, first off, Grandpa didn't leave the equipment like in the buildings and stuff to go through the flood. He took it out onto a sand ridge, a little over a mile away. They drug everything out there. Okay, so did the same thing in 93, 86, whatever, all the floods. And so Grandpa drug all his equipment out there, so if it got water on it, it only got like a foot up on a tire, which not really a big deal. You know, you don't want to get in gearboxes and motors and stuff like that, but Grandpa did go through and crack every gearbox open and, you know, change the oil, make sure there was no water in them, and all new oil and everything and all that stuff, and nobody knew that, and everybody was very afraid that that equipment had been through a flood recently. So his equipment didn't bring anything. Honestly, he would have been better off just to park it in the weeds and let it rot. Like, it would have been better. By the time you pay the auction house, you know, to come out, and, you know, you had to pay a guy to come out and wash the equipment off because, you know, you want your equipment looking nice for an auction, right? And then you pay the auction house their fee. You just don't make any money. He didn't make any money, so he would have been honestly better off just to park the stuff in the weeds and let it rot. So it's kind of unfortunate. All right, we're gonna finish this bale out here real quick, guys. We're gonna finish this one bale off real fast. Hopefully over here. All right, let's go ahead and raise them more up so we're not making a ton of extra cut grass. Yeah, just a little bit there, not a big deal. So if you guys really look, okay, we've accomplished that in about, what, 20-ish minutes, a little over 20 minutes. We've accomplished that field. We have between all these fields, we have on the other ends of these fields, we have a lot of grass. Now, I know the yield's not as high, of course, because it's not like fertilized and stuff, because we'd have to plow it out and then plant it in grass to make it like proper good. But that was not bad. Honestly, that didn't take as long as I was anticipating. To be completely honest with you guys, that was not bad at all. We turn that off, raise it up, fold it. That was not terrible, guys. I actually kind of enjoyed the baling process and talking some random stories about the farm. But yeah, auction was good. It was really hot. I think he had it in like August or something, and it was just, oh my god, it was so hot. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. That's my biggest memory of the auction, is how hot it was. It was torture. It was just pure torture. I do remember that. That's about all I really remember from auction, was that it was so hot. Yeah, and then there was a lot of good food and stuff. I didn't really like participate. I kind of just sat back at a distance because, like I said, I wasn't really. Is that bale thing over? It's at the shop. Okay, let's run to the shop real quick. I wasn't too like hip on the idea of Grandpa having an auction in the first place and having all those strangers on the farm and stuff like that. And you know, things were so different after the auction too. You know, which he had already quit farming. He quit farming in '95. After the flood in '95, he kind of just threw his hands up and said, "I'm done. I'm 80 years old. I'm done." So there was that. But I do have some memories of riding in the combine with Grandpa. I think it was after the '93 or '95 flood. I'm not sure which one it was. Probably, well, I don't know. Both of them. We got what we call flood mud, and that is the mud that, you know, comes in with a flood and it, like, settles in your buildings and stuff. We had like a couple inches of flood mud or muck or whatever you want to call it. We called it flood mud. And after, I think I'm gonna have to ask my dad. It might have been '95. It was one of those floods, '93 or '95. It all depends on like where the levee breaks and if the water runs in or if it backs in, kind of thing. If it backs in, you get less mud. If it runs in, you get a lot of mud. But Grandpa was driving the 995 that we still have, and he had the dozer blade on the back, and he was scraping the buildings out, trying to clean all that mud out of the buildings. And I just butchered that bale. But I actually have memories of riding on the fender while Grandpa was driving and scraping out buildings with him. So that is one of the reasons I will never get rid of that tractor if I can help it, you know, because I do have a few memories of that kind of stuff where it's like, I don't want to get rid of that, you know, that kind of stuff. So that's all good. Alright, so unfortunately, guys, we are just about out of time, which actually is fortunate for you guys that you guys don't have to sit through me loading these bales. I know you guys sat through the straw bale loading episode. Oh. Okay, that was totally not on purpose. I totally didn't mean to do that. But what I think I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to flip on a podcast. I'm going to listen to a podcast while I load up all these bales. What is that great demand for? Something we don't have. Okay, there's sunflowers and barley. But yeah, I'm going to load all these bales, guys. So when we come back in the next video, I will be selling these bales, and I will be harvesting and fertilizing the grass and all that good stuff. Just playing the game, continuing to work, and hey, maybe I'll tell you about the other random story of the farm that I can remember. There's actually a couple. Well, the one really good one. It really confused my dad. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching another FELSBRUNN cinnamon rolls. Wait, what? I don't know where that came from. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and as always, toodles.